Okay, welcome back. So let's drop our cursor down here at the bottom, and then we're going to cruise up to the top and hit Insert R for an R code chunk. Now, I want to just show you something. So let's type in structure, and we'll type in train, and Alt Enter or Control Enter, or you can hit play. And then if you notice the data frame, this we've already gone over in an earlier task, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. So diabetes and binary are the same. So basically, if you remember, we created a binary variable 1 and 0, and the diabetes is negative positive. So basically, we forgot to take out the diabetes. So we need to do that. And I'll take the blame for this one. So if we didn't, it would skew our results. It would probably be more accurate than it really was. Okay, because it would pick up the correlation between the two. All right, so let's talk about cleaning that up. What I would generally do is just use names function, and I would type out names, train, so I could get the actual the corresponding variable number. Okay, so under this particular function, we can see 1 equals pregnant, 8 equals age. Then we just count 1 over 9 diabetes. So that's the one we want to take out. So we're going to go ahead and go train, brackets, comma, because we're going to take out the 9th column minus 9. And then we're going to go down 1, and we're going to go test, because we have to take it out of the test column too, comma, minus 9. It's like that. Highlight it, run it. Or just go over here and hit play. Okay, so now if we look at the structure of train, you'll see that there is no longer that particular variable in there. Now we want to go ahead and delete this out because we don't want it to accidentally run again. Okay, so we cleaned it up. I'll take the blame for that. My bad. Okay, so model. Let's create our model. So model, we'll create an object called model to store it in. And then we're going to use the old train function. Okay, so train, and then we are going to make, because we're doing a random forest, we want it to be a factor. So we're going to make our independent variable or response variable a factor. And we'll go ahead and put that in there. Okay, now just a tilde. And then we could, if we were only going to use a few variables, we could just put in the variables separated by plus signs. But because we're going to use all of them, we can just use the old period for a placeholder. Okay. Let's tab down or enter. Data equals train. Enter down. And then method is the algorithm we're going to use, which is random forest, or in caret, the equivalent is ranger. Okay, then we'll comma. And then we're going to create a train control object. So we go TR capital C ON TROL equals. And then we spell out train. And you'll actually see this right here. Just go ahead and hit train control. And if you do spell it out, just make sure that you put a capital C. And then we're going to go method equals, comma, repeated CV. Okay. Then number, the number of times. Remember, repeated CV is repeated cross validation. So it's doing training and test sets as it's performing the algorithm. So it gives us more accurate results. Obviously, we could put in a higher number, and we're going to run 2 iterations of that. It's probably not enough, but because of the nature of time, I don't want the machine to continue to run and you to have to wait. So 2 is sufficient for today. And then we wanted to repeat that process 2 times as well. Okay. So we have our train, we have our model. We created a factor for our response variable. We labeled the data set, we labeled the algorithm, and then we created a train control object. Okay. Now it's going to run. Now your results are going to be slightly different than mine, but they should be pretty close. And mine's done, and probably yours is done too. So we can go ahead and hit model, enter, and we can see very quickly that the accuracy was best at M-try of 8, and our accuracy was 0.758. Okay. Now we could go ahead and change and hypertune all these, and we will in further projects. But for this one, we're just going to keep it pretty simple. So in the next task, we're going to go ahead and test our model on the test data set, and then we will predict using the model. We'll predict on the test set, and then we'll build a confusion matrix to see just how well we did with our model, or how well our model performs. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon. See you in the next task.